Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to the channel RVCCIS.info, where faculty representatives from Rock Valley College's Computers and Information Systems Department talks to you, our community at large, about things roughly having to do with CIS. Joining me today is Jim Conley.
Hey.
Howdy, everybody. I'm Eric Wolf, and today we were going to talk about us. It's one of the things we would do sooner or later in a classroom that we haven't had the opportunity to do, and that was talk about our first job in the biz. I think a lot of our students think we were manufactured at college manufacturing tech or something, where we're dropped into teaching full time, and they're oftentimes just shocked at our shitty first jobs.
So, okay, Eric, I'm going to jump in here.
Yep.
Because I'm much older than you.
This is true.
Not necessarily wiser.
It's like
but
age before beauty. Here we go.
That's it. Yeah. So my first real job, and it wasn't all IT based. So I got hired at a foundry supply company. And part of the day I would drive a forklift and unload trucks and be in the warehouse. And then the other part of the day I would be on the computer, mainly doing data entry. But then my mentor took me under his wing and said, "You seem to have an aptitude for this." And this is after my degree in music education. I already had a 4-year degree, but Rockstar did not quite work out. And driving a forklift wasn't high on my priority list, especially when it was weather like today, unloading trucks. So, and I was mainly doing data entry, and I started going back to Rock Valley and taking computer classes and programming classes. And the company I was at, he was a real good computer savvy guy. We started our own business of being a turnkey solution, and we were on Xenix, not Unix, Xenix, Xenix, which was an IBM version flavor of Unix. And we would sell to like the Kelly Williamson, like people that own the mobile gas stations and all those. And we would sell the software and the hardware. And I did everything. I did hardware, I did software support, I did phone support, and we had absolutely no training. Everything was, you were flying by the seat of your pants.
Mm-hmm.
It was a lot of fun, but it was extremely stressful.
Oh,
and
yeah.
You were just throwing in,
Yep.
And you had to learn, you had to know everything. You had to know the hardware, you had to know the software, you had to know how to train people, how to deal with people. So that was my first kind of baptism by fire.
There you go. I think everybody has like the baptism by fire, because like my first business was like that, where you're thrown into everything and then you just have to make it work, and it was super duper stressful, and I kind of hated not always having a paycheck, because I'm not good at that. Like, ooh, let's buy some stuff, or I'm just not good with money. Something I've proven time and again, I think, by talking here on the internet about how poor I am with money. But in computer science, like my first stand-up job here was actually working for my alma mater, Cardinal Stritch, here in Milwaukee. One day, after having a big boy job for not entirely that long, I went to go pull on the doors on a Monday morning to let myself into the office, and the door was locked. And then I looked in the window, and all the furniture was gone.
Oh.
And they said this on our last 2 weeks paycheck, and everybody was out. So I decided, well, I'm going to go back to school. So I had gone like that day and I registered for classes, and I just needed a job. And I started working at nights in our computer lab at my old college. And one day I was working to fix something at night, because you could do whatever. Like, for anybody who works for a college, you well know we could get a parakeet to do that job, so long as the parakeet doesn't poop on stuff. And so I was that parakeet. But you can either choose to sit there and watch infinite YouTube videos, or you can actually avail yourself of the time. So we had this really amazing computer lab for our music and art departments. So I got to work with Max,
Yeah.
and they said the same thing. They mistakenly thought that I had the aptitude for this, which I did. And so I worked for the computer department there, which, working for a college, clearly I've never left. I've just gone from one college to another thereafter. You could really get into whatever trouble you needed to, and we had to be really entrepreneurial with how we spent our money on stuff. But we had, I mean, so I was like an academic computing supervisor, I think is what it was called eventually. Not that it paid very well.
Yeah.
But
Great title though.
yeah, but it was fun. And I had interns and I had staff, and we could do what we want. And it was, a really great opportunity, I thought, because we got our hands dirty with everything. So we were deploying labs, we were, negotiating prices on stuff, we were in different states doing things. It was a really, like, a neat opportunity, I thought,
Really good experience.
and really
Yeah.
good experience, and everything was great about it, but the pay, which was just okay. But I really think, honestly, the like the leeway I had there, with being able to train and cross train and see all these different managerial aspects of it, led to my next, bigger jobs in the industry. So no matter how small the opportunity seems, I mean, if you're patient with it, it can lead someplace.
It can. And I think, those jobs where you don't, and there's in IT, as you and I both know, no matter what job you get and how smart you are, you never know everything.
Right.
And you just want to keep learning everything about everything because it all comes back around in
Yep.
circles,
Yep.
So what's old again is new again. And, Unix and Linux and command line stuff that you think,
Right.
oh, no, we're not touching. Yeah, you're going to touch that when you're in IT security
Oh yeah.
and all that kind of stuff. You just want to keep, you never know when that you're going to use that in the future.
Right.
That's going to help you in your job. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So there you go. Stories of the hustle. That so even though we have however auspicious you think it is, we are where we are now, but I think everybody has their bizarre little inauspicious start, whether or not it is using a forklift on freezing cold days, or literally scraping the bubble gum off of chairs and tables, because college y'all college people are gross. So and sooner or later, maybe if you're lucky, one day they can lead to bigger and better things. So go ahead and leave us a comment below. Let us know about your stories of the hustle. What was your illustrious or inillustrious first foray into the business, if you've had a first foray into the business? While you're down there, if you've liked the content, please feel free to like and subscribe and hit that bell to be notified of new content as it becomes available. You can also follow us on social media, where this is true. One of these days I will get to the tab that has how to find a job in a pandemic, how to look for a job in a pandemic, and just a whole bunch of other work related stuff that I haven't published, because we haven't gotten around to it. But you can follow us on social media at RVCCIS info. So we are on Twitter, on Facebook, on anchor.fm, and here on YouTube. You can also find us at rvccis.info on the web. So on behalf of Jim Conley, myself, Eric Wolf, and the rest of the faculty and staff here at Rock Valley College, stay safe and stay sane out there, everybody, and keep grinding.